All right, welcome. Breeze Fillings here. So excited that you are hopping on this quick training. I hope you've got pen and paper and ready to take some notes. Let me share my screen. First of all, if you are watching live, tell me hey so I can see you. But if you are also catching the replay, y'all don't want to see my face again. If you are watching the replay, drop the comment replay so that I know that you caught this at some point in time. And there we go. Boom. Now we're talking. But this quick training is to help everybody who's got a network marketing business and who feels like they're stuck because they're doing all this work and nothing's happening. Nobody's buying, nobody's texting you back, nobody's booking. You just feel like I'm doing all the things and it's just not working. If that's where you feel like you are, then you're in the right place because I'm going to give you 10 tips. Look at all my notes. Boom, 10 tips that that are killing your clothes. And if you just kind of tweak these, and I wouldn't say you have to tweak all 10. I think if you find one of them that you are doing, you're like, oh my gosh, that's me. And if you tweak that one thing, I think you will see some momentum start to build in your business. Everybody on my team that I coach, I tell them it takes 3 months to truly build momentum. So just what if you change this one thing today and started doing this one thing differently? Just think about where your business could be 3 months from now. So let me give you just a brief introduction of who I am and what to expect from this training and kind of where the training came from. So I am going to tell you all about me and how I got into the business and how I got some training in my more recent years as a leader in network marketing. And I'm also going to share with you some ways that we can stay in touch. So if you really like this training and it helped you, I'm going to give you some tips so we can stay in touch so you can continue to get free training. And then I'm going to give you the 10, 1 through 10. Make sure you got a pen and paper ready. I am not printing this up. You will have to write it. And what I would love for you to do is to drop in the comments which one was your favorite, which is the one mistake that you're making that you really resonate with, that you are going to change and move forward. So let's dive into it, who I am, and kind of how I got into this business. So I am a network marketer. I have been in network marketing for 7 years, but I also have a full-time career. I am a full-time teacher. You can probably see it's after hours now. You can see my classroom behind me, and I'm doing this because I also have 3 kids. And as soon as I get home, it gets really loud. So anytime I want to make a really piece of valuable information, I fit it in to a quiet time where I'm still at work. So here you are, join me. I love it. So, and just kind of give you a little bit of a background of why I got back into why I got into network marketing 7 years ago is because I'm a teacher. I don't have a lot of money. And I had a dream for my family of way more. Like I got 3 small kids and I want to take them to Disney. We want to be at the beach. Heck, I'm a teacher schedule. I really want a beach house for the summer. And I want to be able to buy shoes for them and not be scared and have to budget the checkbook. If they all 3 need Crocs at the same time, I want to be able to go out and buy 3 pairs of Crocs without batting an eye. When one of them wants to play softball, and you have to buy all that equipment for the first time, that gets really expensive. So I needed that extra money in our life. Both my husband and I, we work hard. We can pay our bills, but all that extra money, I just needed something. So I started network marketing, and just like you, for years, I was doing everything that they were telling me to, and I just kind of felt stuck. I felt like, and then COVID hit, and I was like, okay, now I'm trying to pivot and do everything virtually, and I don't know what I'm doing. I'm in my 40s. I don't know all this technology stuff. I don't know how to go live and do Instagram stories and all this kind of stuff, but I learned. And that year in COVID, once I started working with an amazing coach who now has podcasts, the Digital CEO Project. Woo, shout out Beck. I started working with an amazing coach. And that year debuted in the top 2% of my business, of my network marketing company. I debuted in the top 2%. And if you follow me, I'm not ashamed to say, I'm not going to hide it. I have a business with Mary Kay. And I think that's fascinating because Mary Kay's been around for like over 60 years. A lot of people say it's like one of the goats because it's so old. And I was still able to bring new techniques to an old business and able to get into the top 2% with some new trained techniques. So I want to share with some of those with you right now, because now that we're in 2024, people are different. Like, people are not booking like they used to. People are not, it used to be that you could just post something on Facebook and people would automatically order it. That's not the case anymore. It used to be that you could just ask somebody to host a party and they would. That's not the case anymore. And so if you are stuck right there, I'm going to give you 10 tips, because I am still having my best year ever. Even though the market has completely changed, people don't want to book, people don't want to shop directly from a Facebook post. And some of my team is coming to me all the time, like, people are ghosting me, people are not buying, people are saying la 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 la. If you feel like you're stuck in your network marketing business because people are just giving you all these excuses, let's get ready for the excuses. I'm going to give you 10 things that you could change in your business that are going to get you the results that you want. Okay. Now, I don't care if you work your business face-to-face or online only, or maybe a mix of the two. These 10 tips that I'm going to give you are about your presentation, whether you're presenting in front of people, like at a party, an at-home party, or you're presenting in a Facebook Live, or you're presenting in a group. These 10 things, if you tweak them, you will see results in your business. So I want to remind you that, what's the next slide? Yeah, okay. I want to remind you that I really want you to take your favorite one. I'm going to stop sharing so I can full screen. I want you to take your favorite one and drop it in the comments. Now, I do not have the time to type this up for you, but I'm going to give them to you, and I am very organized, so I am going to tell you 1, 2, 3, 4, let's go. And I want you to put your favorite one in the comments. Which one was your biggest aha moment? Like, ooh, I'm doing that. I'm going to change that today. Because of these 10, I know you're doing one of them. All right, number one. Number one is my favorite. And this is one thing that I coach my team on constantly. You've got to sell a solution, not a product. I'm going to say it again. Sell the solution, not the product. We have like a fabulous sunscreen out right now. And if I was just like, buy sunscreen, buy sunscreen, buy sunscreen, nobody's going to buy it. But if I tell everybody why, it's for sensitive skin, it's mineral, it's different from this one, and it's great on little kids, like it reminds me of the little Aveeno baby. I tell why. I'm giving a solution for people who have a certain concern. They're allergic to other types. You see where I'm going with that? You got to sell the solution to a problem. The only reason somebody is going to buy something from you is to solve a problem of theirs. So you really got to think about, what is the problem and how does this change their lives? And if you can narrow that down in your presentation, in your post, in your group, in your wording, wherever you want to sell the product, but if you talk about how it's going to solve a problem, now people are going to realize how they need your product. Okay, that was number one, sell the solution. Number two, I think a lot of times you're actually missing the buying signals. When somebody comments, how much is this? When somebody comments, where's the website? When somebody asks you, what do I got to do? When somebody asks you, what times? What's the deal? Those are all signals that that person was interested. And if you just answer the question and then sit there and go like, and wait on them to book or buy, you have lost the sale. You have not effectively closed the sale. You are missing the signal that they were interested. So now what you need to do is tighten up your follow-up game. You need to tighten up, answer all the questions. What other questions do you have? What kind of problems are you having? You got to tighten up that follow-up, and then you will close the deal, because they have just thrown up a little pin and go, ooh, tell me more. And then you answered their question and you dropped them. So number two is missing those buying signals and then just waiting like an idiot for them to come up and buy. You've got to follow up. As soon as you get that first signal, you need to put them on your radar, build a relationship with them, figure out, then you go back to number one, figure out what the problem is so that you can find a solution. But don't miss the signal that they were interested. All right, number three is that we are afraid to ask the hard questions. Ooh. And for network marketing, a lot of times this could be more so in enrollments, okay? Or selling larger package deals, okay? Because the hard question is, an easy question is, do you want one or two? Okay. But a hard question is, what's holding you back? A hard question is, do you need to talk to your spouse about this? A hard question is, or if they tell you, I got to talk to my spouse before I do this, the hard question is, what do you think they would say? We get so afraid. We're like, okay. When somebody tells us an objection, we're like, okay. And then we run away and we never go back. But sometimes we just have to ask the hard questions, because sometimes we say, like, okay, what do you think he would say? I don't have to be awkward to ask that question. That's just a real question. And that just kind of gets more, because maybe I need to give her more information for that husband, because that husband, he's going to ask about the taxes. Oh, I'm so glad I asked, because I've got this tax guide I can send you. Or when you say, what's holding you back? Fear that it's not going to work. Oh, I'm so glad I found that out, because I've got some data here that shows some research, or whatever. Ask the hard questions. What's holding you back? What do you think he would say? What's your biggest fear? Okay. Ask the hard questions. That was number 3. Just personally being too scared to ask the hard question. Let's go on to number 4. Thinking that the price will solve a problem. I have too many people on my team that think that they can sell because it's on sale. No, I don't care if this is $50 or $150. The price is not what sells the item. What sells the item is the problem. Go back to number 1. So stop thinking about your price. Okay. Your price, and for most of us, the price is whatever the company sets. But just because something goes on sale does not mean that you're all of a sudden you're going to, if your company decides to offer this one thing for $10, what? It's $10. Who wouldn't buy it? Well, I wouldn't buy it because I don't need it. Okay. Stop thinking that the price is what is going to sell the item. You've got to go back to number 1. All right. Now, that was number 4, believing in the price. Number 5, presenting without the intention to close. Presenting without the intention to close. That basically means that you are just online and you're just talking about how great this is. Woo! Or you go and you do a presentation in person and you want to tell them everything about your company. Or you want to tell them everything about this skincare set. You should always open a presentation with the close. What does that mean? That means for my parties, when I do things, even if I do it online or if I do it in face-to-face, I always say, my goal today is 3 things. Number 1, I'm going to show you some awesome products. I'm going to give you discounts at the end. Number 2, if you want everything but can't afford it, I'm going to give you the option to be a hostess so that you can earn part of it for free. And number 3, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the business in case you decide to be on my team and turn this into an income opportunity. I start with that. You've got to start with how you're going to finish, because I cannot stand anything more than watching a long presentation, and then at the very end, they're like, and now you can get this option for $900 and this option for $200, or you can kiss my ass goodbye. I'm sorry, you can kiss my booty goodbye. So don't surprise me at the end that you're going to hit me in the face with this huge ticket offer. Let me know up front. Like, you're not trying to trick me. Let me know up front. You got to close. You got to open the exact same way you're going to close. And even when I did this training right here, I opened because I said, I'm going to tell you about me and I'm going to tell you how we can stay in touch later on. Boom. You know exactly what's coming at the end. So that was number 5, presenting without the intention to close. So as a teacher, we always say, teach with the end in mind. I'm going to say present with the end in mind and say the end. Like, you got to say the end at the beginning. That is number 5. Okay. Number 6 is confusing a complaint as an objection. Okay. When somebody says to me, well, everything I've tried before, none of it's worked. Is that her telling me no? No, she's just complaining. So a lot of times we hear them complain like, oh my gosh, things are so expensive. Oh my gosh, I am so broke. We confuse complaining as the objection. And really it's not. And so anytime you hear something and you're like, ask yourself, or is this person complaining, or are they actually telling me a reason why they're not going to do it? And my solution to that is agree with them, like, yeah, I agree. Man, and inflation. Woo! So here's my offer, and just keep moving forward. Because I think we get scared when we hear them complain. Some people just want to complain. Some people just want to be heard. Don't confuse the complaint with the actual objection. That was number 6. All right, number 7, do not make the price a mystery. Don't make the price a mystery. And I would say don't try to make it a trick. It's not a mystery and it's not a trick. When I go in, if I want to know about your perfect example, I made a post and like paid advertisement for a spot reducer, get rid of sunspots. And somebody commented back, how much is the price? I could do one of those two things. I could answer her, or I could go, oh, when can you get on the phone and talk and let me tell you? Like, just answer my question. The price, first of all, price doesn't sell the product. Okay. If I told you if I told you I had a product that magically made you look 20 years younger the minute you took it, would you care about the price? No. So it ain't the price. That's what I said. That was lesson number 4. It ain't the price. So don't make it a mystery. Go ahead and say it's $38. And here's the link. And then I asked her, I followed up with some questions, and she sent me some selfies because we're building a relationship. Okay. So don't keep the price a mystery. That's number 7. And because I was honest with her, we built a relationship. Number 8, don't ignore influencers. No, I'm not talking about beauty influencers online or influencers in your product. I'm talking about the influences in the family. Okay. Influences in the decision-making process. That goes back to that husband. Like, if you know up front that he is going to have to be there to make that decision, why don't you have him at the table to begin with? And I've heard a lot of times, and my mentor in Mary Kay used to do, like, she would schedule sharing appointments with the husband and wife together, knowing that you're going to have, that's typically an objection. I need to get my husband's support before I start this business. Have him at the table. So don't ignore those influencers. Like, if we know that they're going to have to ask their partner to get their support, have them there from the beginning. In fact, when I said yes to my opportunity, I was watching sharing an opportunity video on the couch next to my husband, and my husband was the one that said, go ahead and do it. You would be silly not to do that. Do not ignore. That is an influencer. He influenced my answer to the opportunity. So if you know that a partner or children are major influences in the decision, have them there from the beginning. That is so powerful. Don't ignore their role in the decision-making process. Bring them on into the conversation. That is number 8. Don't ignore the decision-making influencers. Number 9, forget doing the free trials. And I have made this mistake, y'all. I have made this mistake. Oh my gosh. So, try it for free and see if you like it. One of the business mentors I follow now calls it puppy dog sales. It's like, get a puppy dog. It doesn't work. And here's, I have signed up team builders. Like, I've signed up people to sell Mary Kay as well, on the condition that, like, if you sign up, one girl won a contest and she signed up for free. She got her entire starter kit for free. Never did a freaking thing. Never did a thing. Never did a thing. Okay. That's one example. Another example is I have people sign up, and, like, it's $35 to sign up, but you're going to get $45 in this free product the minute you sign up. So if I pay $35, I'm going to get all of that for $45. Yes. They get the stuff for $45. Never do a thing for an entire year. And then go off to Mary Kay heaven. When you set up these free offers, you are getting bogus. You're getting fake sales. It's fake. They don't want to be there to begin with. Okay. So if you are really trying to get a customer for life that you're really helping to solve a problem, or B, get a teammate for life that you are really going to change the world with, they got to have some skin in the game. So skin in the game. So these free trials, anybody that comes in on a free trial, well, not anybody, because I'm sure there's one oddball out there, but most people who come in on these free trials are fake people, fake customers, and fake business builders. So quit trying to do it. Quit wasting your time and your own personal income on creating these free trials to pull people in. Go out there, really sell a problem and really sell a solution. And you're going to get real customers and real team members that are way better than those free ones you just pulled in. Okay, that was number 9, no more free trials. And number 10 is urgency. Y'all, you are just acting like you got 10 years to live your dream life. No, 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 no. Your dream life is happening now in front of you. I'm in my 40s. My 50s are coming up. And I tell myself every day, what do I want to look like when I'm 50? Not just look like, but what I want my life to look like when I'm 50. Do I still want to be in this job? Living paycheck to paycheck when I'm 50? Or do I want to be living my best life, financially free, making any decision I want to and not having to when I'm 50? You got to have some urgency. You got to really look at your 5-year and your 10-year plan, and you got to decide, what do you got to do now to make that 5-year even possible? I think when we build a 5-year and a 10-year plan, it's too easy to like push it forward into the future. And we don't realize that now is the time. Now is the time. Now is the time. Because if you don't do this, such and such now, 5 years from now, you just made it 6 years from now. And you're going to keep pushing it and pushing it and pushing. So you got to have some urgency. And the same thing, so not only urgency with your goals, but urgency with your sales. You got to put a time limit on things. As a sales director, now I can watch the numbers. Do you know when most orders come in from team members? Between 3 p.m. and 11 p.m. of the last day of the month. That's when most of the business happens. Why? Because we have a deadline. There is a sense of urgency. And so if you want to sell more product or close more deals, you've got to create your own deadlines and create that sense of urgency to move quickly. If you create your own sign-on bonus, or you create your own get started with me bonus, you got to put a ticker on it. You've got to have a sense of urgency. Okay, friends, those were my 10. Let me know in the comments, what was your favorite? Which one do you think is going to give you the biggest return on investment in your, what can you start next week to make the biggest change in your business so you can get unstuck? And I just want to say, like, how can we stay in touch? I did promise you that. First of all, I'm on Instagram. If you want free business tutorials, I make reels, I make posts. You can follow me on Instagram at Bree Stillings, and we can stay in touch that way. On Instagram at Bree Stillings, you can get all the free tips I give right there. But also, if you have been in network marketing before and it didn't work, but now you feel like this is the type of training you need and you are ready to be a skincare consultant, I am always ready to work. I try to work with about 6 new consultants each month, teaching them everything I have done. And so if you scan that QR code, that is a way to immediately get in touch with me. I've said it like 5 times already. It's only $35 to become a skincare consultant. If skincare is your jam, if you love good skincare, then I will help launch your business with all of these 10 strategies that we just used. And that's how you will be successful and hit your goals in your first month. It has been a blessing to teach this morning. I hope you got something out of it, and let me know below what your favorite was.